Hi, Maria here. Welcome to my channel. Today I'm excited to partner with FragranceNet.com to bring you an amazing gift guide for fragrances for this season. Now, before I get started, if you haven't subscribed, please feel free to hit that button. We are an awesome community. We talk about fragrances primarily and a few other things smattered in there. So if you love fragrance, this is the place to be. You need to be a part of this awesome community. And without further ado, let's get into this. FragranceNet.com is where I get the majority of my fragrances. I find that they're extremely competitive in their pricing. They're going to be well below what you would find in a store. They have thousands of fragrances to choose from, including ones that are really hard to find in store. And they have a wide variety from really affordable to designer fragrances to niche. They have it all. Thousands of fragrances to choose from. Male, female, whatever you're looking for, they will have it. Honestly, FragranceNet is my go-to company for getting fragrances. They're the one that I check the most. I appreciate the fact that they're 100% authentic fragrances, guaranteed. I like the fact that I get the fragrances quite quickly, even here in Canada. I love the fact that although there's a company from the States, I don't get dinged with a bunch of extra charges coming across the border. So it all kind of is included. They work it out however they do. So I don't get any surprises. Their shipping cost to Canada is lower than a lot of Canadian companies. So I just really appreciate them, and I love the selection. All the fragrances that I mentioned will be linked down below, as well as coupon codes, all that kind of stuff. You can find it in the description box. And let's get into the fragrances. Now, I've separated it into three categories: $80 and under, $150 and under, and over $150. So I have more in the more affordable category than the other ones, but you never know, you might have a special someone you want to kind of splurge on. So then I've got some for you as well. So are you ready? I'm so excited. So I'm going to start with the $80 and under category. The first one being Irresistible by Givenchy. Now, Irresistible is a really beautiful kind of fruity, musky rose fragrance. It's definitely kind of feminine. It's a little bit sweet. It's a little bit flirty. And it's just a really nice fragrance that I think would appeal to quite a few women. So the top note that you're definitely going to pick up is the pear. And then it has rose, and then there's some musk in it and some cedar. So what I get is kind of a pear rose combo, and then as it dries down you get a little bit of that musk. So it's just really pretty for your rose lovers, especially if they like kind of that fruity floral. This one is absolutely beautiful. It's definitely kind of on the fresh fruity floral side. I think it would be best for spring and summer, but that said, you could definitely wear this as a signature fragrance. And the beauty is that it would work well in office type settings, kind of daytime settings, just perfectly. Next fragrance that is extremely affordable is Sofia by Sofia Vergara. Now this is a classy, again, fruity floral, but this kind of leans black currant. If someone likes kind of a classier fragrance, but still likes something kind of sweet, juicy, flirty, this one's perfect. You have black currant in this. This has rose. I think there may be a bit of vanilla in this one. There's a woody base. Kind of fits in the same category as something like an Irresistible, where you've got that beautiful fruity floral feel. This one's long lasting too, and I just find this one really cheery. So I find it uplifting. It would make a great signature scent. It's definitely classy. This is definitely a compliment getter. And I love it. I love it. I've talked about it. I've talked it to death, basically. But honestly, it's beautiful. And for a gift, most people enjoy this. When they smell it, they enjoy it. Not everybody, but most people do. So I think it's a fairly safe bet. Now, next I want to talk about three Nina Ricci fragrances that are kind of all in the same line that I think would be absolutely beautiful for a Christmas present. The first one is EXTASE by Nina Ricci. It's a little bit more mature smelling, in my opinion. It's again rose based, but this one has raspberry. And what's really special about this fragrance, very classy, it smells very feminine, very soft in the opening with that little bit of raspberry and rose. But as it dries down, you get this hint of caramel in there, and caramel and vanilla. So it kind of gets a little bit more, just a little bit more sexy as it dries down. I find this to be long lasting. I also find this super addictive. So really, really love L'Extase from Nina Ricci. I also really love Rose Extase. Now this one is a little bit more amped up in the jamminess of the rose paired with that raspberry. So the raspberry and rose is definitely more center stage. This one is more just kind of a blend with that caramel. Rose Extase doesn't have any of that caramel feel, but it does still have that vanilla, and it feels ever so slightly woody. So there's a hint of wood in it, but you're definitely getting a jammy rose paired with raspberry. So it's really quite mouth-watering. It's a little deeper than L'Extase, but I don't find it lasts as long as the original L'Extase. So yeah, I think honestly most people would prefer Rose Extase over this one, especially if they're a rose lover. That said, this is my favorite out of the two. Now the other one in that line that I definitely think is worth mentioning is CHANT d'Extase. Now this comes in a beautiful blue bottle. It's got some of the same notes as far as caramel, vanilla, rose, raspberry that's in the original. But what's fascinating about this one is they somehow make it feel aquatic. So there's some sea notes, there's jasmine in this one, there's magnolia in the opening, there's ginger, lemon, pink pepper. So a little bit more of a fresh opening, but you're still getting that raspberry rose caramel feel, especially in the dry down. So it's kind of fresh in the opening and then dries down to being that sweeter kind of almost gourmand feel. So I think that this one is perfect for people that live in warmer climates. You still get that little hint of gourmand in there, but it's a little bit fresher. So I just think it's gorgeous, perfect for warmer climates or warmer weather. The next fragrance that I want to mention in the $80 and under category, and it's one that I actually is on my wish list. It's Because It's You by Armani. Now this, I believe it's actually discontinued, but FragranceNet still has it. It is so beautiful, and it's a perfect winter fragrance in my opinion. The star of the show being raspberry again. So you get this beautiful kind of delicious fruity opening with raspberry and lemon. There's also neroli, but I don't really notice the neroli. Like you don't get any sense of a sharpness to it. In the middle you've got some rose, and then the base has vanilla, musk, and amberwood. The cool thing about this one is that although the notes are kind of similar, I didn't even realize it when I picked it, you know, with the raspberry and the rose, this one smells syrupy and slightly boozy. So what I get out of Because It's You is a raspberry boozy syrup. I don't even really notice the rose, just the star is that raspberry kind of syrupy, warm, vanillic, slightly booziness. There's a depth in this somehow. This one is just an absolute gorgeous fragrance. So for someone that wants something for the winter that's slightly cozy, sweet, inviting, intoxicating, Because It's You would be a perfect option. Next fragrance that I think is fantastic is for those girls that really love to smell bougie, that really love the Baccarat Rouge vibe. Let's say they don't have it, but they love that scent profile, but you don't want to drop however many hundreds on Baccarat Rouge. A fantastic option would be Al Haramain's Amber Oud Rouge. Now they've got a few different offerings in their Amber Oud collection. So they've got one that smells similar to Tobacco Vanille. They have one that smells similar to Yerba Pura, so kind of pineapple, citrus, sweet. They also have their Rouge. Now their Rouge smells like Baccarat Rouge 540, and I think it smells a little bit more like the X Straight. If the person you're buying for it loves the Baccarat Rouge feel, doesn't have it, to me this is one of the better options out there, and it's definitely affordable. So Amber Oud Rouge by Al Haramain, gorgeous fragrance. The bottle is gorgeous. nice, heavy, very, very beautiful presentation. So definitely highly recommend that one. Another fragrance that's absolutely gorgeous, especially if who you're buying for really loves the Boom Boom creams, the Brazilian Crush, like those kind of scents. A little bit warm, a little bit nutty, a little bit sweet. The Girl of Now and Girl of Now Shine are awesome options for the girl that loves kind of that Boom Boom cream feel. Girl of Now, it's closer to the Boom Boom cream as far as being kind of a pistachio almond fragrance. There's some orange blossom in there. It's warm, it's sweet, it's nutty. It's really just delectable. So it's a very, very cozy feeling. The Girl of Now Shine, I think it's my favorite, and it's got those same components, just tempered down a little bit with a little bit of a warm cooked pineapple in it. So what I find is for people that feel like there's something missing in Girl of Now, the pineapple in Girl of Now Shine kind of brightens it up and kind of adds just an extra something in it. So I happen to like both. I think that they're gorgeous fragrances. Long lasting, they're compliment getters, they're definitely affordable, and they're under 80 bucks, so you can't go wrong. Beautiful, beautiful perfumes, and the bottles are just gorgeous. So this one is the Girl of Now Shine. Oh, I just love it. I love the bottles. The Girl of Now has kind of blue petals around the edge, so the presentation of the bottle is really beautiful as too. So for that person that likes the warm, kind of cozy, comforting fragrance, Girl of Now or the Shine Flanker, perfect. Another fragrance that I think makes an amazing gift is Elie Saab's Le Parfum Royal. So out of all the Le Parfum ones, I think that this one is the most mass appealing. This one has quite a heavy dose of patchouli. It registers to me as kind of a spiciness. So I don't find it to be a dirty patchouli. I find it to be kind of a spicy patchouli. And it adds kind of a richness to this fragrance. This is more of an orange rose fragrance. And to me, it feels, it's got a similar vibe to Delina. So for someone that loves Delina, my guess is they may like this one as well. I think it smells super regal. This could be a signature fragrance. It's super potent, lasts a long time on the skin. I think it smells like a boss lady. I think it smells regal, royal, rich. I think it's one of my favorite fragrances actually. So love, love, love this fragrance. And again, like the bottle, look at that bottle. Like it's just absolutely beautiful. So this one to me is definitely more mass appealing than Le Parfum by Elie Saab that is just primarily orange blossom. This one has orange blossom in it as well. You're getting more of a little bit of a tart rose in this that does remind me of the Delina rose. Next fragrance in the 150 or less category would be Burberry Her by Burberry. Now this has tons of berry notes in it. What I get primarily is just a really kind of sweet kind of berries and cream, in particular strawberries and cream. Some people notice the other berries more. I get mainly that strawberry. There's a bit of muskiness to this. This has jasmine in it. Don't really notice the florals a whole lot. What I basically get from this is strawberries and cream that dries down a little bit vanillic and musky. Perfect signature fragrance, great for all year round. It would be a great option. Next, I want to talk about some offerings from Lancome that I think are beautiful, in particular the La Nuit Tresor line. I happen to love this line now. I've got two of them. I've got La Nuit Tresor, Tresor La Nuit, I think is how you're supposed to say it. I have La Nuit Tresor Nude. So La Nuit Tresor, this is a syrupy kind of blackberry fragrance. It's quite decadent, intoxicating, perfect for date night, quite sexy. If you have someone that's a little bit more saucy, a little bit more sexy, likes alluring fragrances, this one's perfect. I love the blackberry in it. This one is, you know, the primary floral, it would be the rose. That said, I get more of that blackberry. This is considered a gourmand, but to me it's a perfumey gourmand. So when I say that, I mean it doesn't smell like straight up food. There's some elegance to this. This has incense in it. It's quite dark, dark and syrupy is what I get primarily out of this. It's a very sexy, intoxicating fragrance. Guys really enjoy smelling this one. I think it's beautiful, and these bottles are pretty cool. So especially if someone has a couple of these fragrances or likes Lancome fragrances, they're gonna like this. Now, I happen to really love the Nude. In fact, I think I love the Nude more than the original. This one is basically coconut, rose, and vanilla. You get the DNA of the original, but it's got that beautiful coconut. There may be a little bit of peach. This goes really well with peach too if you want to layer. I just think that this one is unbelievable. If you have a vanilla lover that also loves coconut, this is a great, great option. I also think A La Folie would be a great option. That one is a lot more vanillic than the original, but I think it's a little bit more like the original DNA. Basically, any of these La Nuit, Tresor fragrances, like they make really pretty gifts. Just because of the way the bottles are, it's a little bit unique. But the fragrances are really, really gorgeous. They're long-lasting, quality fragrances. My three top picks from this line, though, would be La Nuit Tresor, A La Folie, which is a little bit more vanillic, and then the Nude version, which is just basically a coconut vanilla. Beautiful. Somehow they made it really elegant. Another really fantastic option for any vanilla lover would be Van Cleef & Arpels Orchidee Vanille. To me, this is like a little bit more of a kind of grown-up smelling sensual vanilla. It's not too sweet, so if they like vanilla but they don't like it super sweet, this is a great option. There's a hint of powder to this one. I think there's chocolate in this one as well, and you definitely get that. It smells like a vanilla that's slightly chocolatey, or like a white chocolate. There's a bit of a powdery vibe to this one, but it's just beautiful. I find it rather long lasting as well. The bottle is beautiful on this one, and I just think it would make a gorgeous gift. And another one that I just have a decant of, but would be amazing, is CHERGUI. For, you know, kind of that mysterious, oh my goodness, this is such a good fragrance. For your mysterious kind of sensual type women, CHERGUI is gorgeous. CHERGUI has tobacco and honey. Definitely get the tobacco and honey. It's got amber, hay, incense, sandalwood, iris, musk, and rose. I get that honey, I get the tobacco, I get that hay, so kind of a little bit of a spicy vibe. I don't really notice a whole lot of incense, but it all just blends together to be kind of like this rich, sexy fragrance, but it's not overly sexy. So it's just kind of sensual, a little hint of sexiness, beautiful, kind of a little bit more mysterious fragrance. I just think this is beautiful. So for someone that likes a little bit of a richer fragrance, this is a great option. Now, I just have a few fragrances in the 150 and over category. And the first one I'm going to mention is Delina. Delina is such a beautiful fragrance. I just think it's gorgeous. For someone that really wants a special fragrance, that likes rose in particular, it's such a gorgeous, gorgeous fragrance. Not all women love it, for sure. But if they like rose and they like kind of tart fragrances as well, like if they like rose, if they like rhubarb, if they want something quite feminine but still powerful, Delina is such a beautiful fragrance. The bottle is gorgeous. It would just make such an amazing gift. Now for your gourmand lovers, something like Lira by Xerjoff would be a beautiful option. It to me smells like a smoky lemon pound cake. It doesn't have any lemon in it, I don't understand, but it is just decadent and rich, smells cozy. It's just, to me, an uber sexy gourmand. Love that lemon pound cake vibe. I just don't get it. The bottle is gorgeous, would make an amazing gift. Another awesome kind of more luxury fragrance would be Princess by Kilian. This one, again, this is one that I think is quite mass appealing. It's more gourmand in nature. This one has some matcha tea, and there's marshmallow in this one. It's a little bit flirty. It smells kind of similar to Lira, honestly. It's got that same kind of vibe, so it's kind of rich and decadent. sensual, kind of cozy. So I just think it's a beautiful fragrance. This one's a little bit more flirty, not quite as serious as something like Lira, but I just think it's gorgeous. A very feminine, kind of lighthearted fragrance. Beautiful. The last one I want to mention is Santal Royal by Guerlain. If you have a person that likes that kind of rose oud combination, this is an absolute stunning fragrance. There's rose, there's sandalwood in this one. It's got some cinnamon, so it's a lot more deep and rich. A little bit of a Middle Eastern vibe as far as, you know, those kind of spicier fragrances. I just think it's gorgeous. This is long lasting. And look at this bottle. Like, it's so, so beautiful. So I love this one. Honestly, a lot of the fragrances from this particular line are really beautiful, but my favorite is definitely the Santal Royal. So if you have someone that loves something like an oud bouquet or a Sheikhoff oud, they will love this fragrance. It's beautiful, it's rich, it's opulent, and really, really gorgeous for like special occasions especially. So Santal Royal by Guerlain, I absolutely love this one. And that is it. Those are my recommendations. You can purchase all of them on FragranceNet.com. Like I said, all the links will be left down below. What are the fragrances that you think would make great gifts? Please leave them in the comments. Thank you to FragranceNet for partnering with me. I really appreciate it. And other than that, have an amazing time looking for gifts. And yeah, we're getting down to that time of the year, aren't we? We're pretty close. So have fun shopping, and we'll talk to you soon.